Dua, tiga.
Good evening, everyone. As the first speaker of the opening government, I will explain our stance that alternative assessments are more effective than written exams. First, let me define the motions. Alternative assessments are other ways to test student skills, such as projects, presentations, portfolios, or performance tests. Written exams are traditional tests with papers and time limits. Our stand is clear. Schools should use more alternative assessment because they give a fairer, deeper, and more realistic picture of students' abilities. Alternative assessment tests understanding, not just memorization. Written exam makes students focus on short-term memory, while projects and presentations show how well students can apply when they learn in real situations. They reduce stress and anxiety. Many students feel pressures and feel failure during writing exams. With alternative assessments, learning becomes more enjoyable and creative. They build real-world skills through group work, communication, and problem-solving tasks. Students prepare better for their future, not just for exams. In conclusion, written exams only test memory, but alternative assessment tests real learning. That's why they are more effective and fair. Thank you.
Good morning, honorable judges, respect, opportunists, and everyone here. My name is Nadia, and I proudly stand as the opening opposition of today's debate. We disagree with the motion that this House believes that alternative assessments are more effective than written exam. First, written exams are more objective and fair. Every student faces the same question and is graded by clear standard, while alternative assessment can be influenced by teacher personal or presentation skill. Second, written exam tests essential academic skills such as critical thinking, comprehension, and time management skills that are important in real life and professional files. Third, alternative assessments take too much time and are hard to apply fairly in large or under-researched schools, making them less practical. In conclusion, while alternative assessment might seem creative, written exams remain the most fair, reliable, and effective way to measure student achievement. Thank you.
Thank you, Speaker 1. As the second speaker of the opening government, I will continue our argument and give more reason why alternative assessment are better and written exam. First, they are more inclusive. Not all students are good at writing or memorizing facts. Some are creative, some are practical, and some are good at speaking. Alternative assessment give every student a fair chance to show their strength. Second, they give teacher a clear picture of progress, project, and portfolios, how students grow over time, not just what they remember on one day. This helps teacher understand student skill more completely. 3. I want to reboot the opposition. They make self-written exam are faster and easier to score, but education is not about speed. It's about understanding. A quality learning is more important than quickly result. result. In conclusion, alternative assessment are more effective because they are fair, less teach, and help students learn better for life. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, honorable judges, respected member of the House, and my fellow debater, as the opening opposition will stand firmly against the motion, while we acknowledge that
Alternative assessments such as project or portfolios can enrich the learning experience. We believe that written exam remain the most effective and fair method of evaluating student understanding across large and diverse population. To our perspective, written exams are objective and measurable. They test not only what students know, but also how they think under pressure, a crucial skill in real-world decision making. Alternative assessment, by contrast, often involve subjective grading. Project may favor students with better research, communication skills, or group dynamics rather than actual mastery of the subject. This undermines fairness and creates inconsistency across classroom and school. Lastly, written exams serve as standardized benchmark for comparing academic performance. Universities, employers, and educational boards rely this course to ensure transparency and equality. Therefore, while we appreciate the intention behind alternative assessment, they are not more effective. They are merely different. True effectiveness lies not in abandoning exam, but in balancing both forms of assessment. For this reason, with the opening opposition proudly reject this motion. Thank you.
Good evening, honorable judges, esteemed member of the House and fellow debater. As the first speaker of the closing government, I proudly stand to support the motion. This House believes that alternative assessment are more effective than written exams. Our stance is simple. Education should measure understanding, not memorization. We believe that alternative assessment like project, portfolios, and presentation better reflect students' true abilities and prepare them for real-world challenges. Alternative assessment measure comprehension and application, while written exam only test memory. A 2022 study by the American Educational Research Association found that a student in project-based evaluations show 14% higher critical thinking skills than those tasted through written exams. This proves that when students engage in creative or performance-based tasks, they internalize concept more deeply instead of memorizing temporary for a task. Instead, alternative assessment provide a more accurate and meaningful measure of learning. A written exam disadvantages students with anxiety or learning difference, while alternative assessment allow equal training for all. For education, should fulfill you diverse learning style and force everyone to perform under the same rigid condition. Alternative assessment are therefore more inclusive and supportive of student well-being. They develop real life skills such as communication, reflection, and problem solving. UNESCO 2023 highlights that lifelong learning depends on critical thinking and adaptability skills built through project-based tasks, not memorization. Education should prepare students for life, not just for exams. Position may say written exams are more objectiveness and efficient, but what's the point of efficiency if the results are inaccurate and anxiety driven? Objectivity is meaningless if it measure only temporary knowledge, not true understanding. Honorable judges, we in the closing government believe that alternative assessment are reflect real understanding, promote fairness, and build lifelong skill. That is why we proudly affirm that mentioned alternative assessment are more effective than written exam. Thank you.
Good evening, honorable judges, respected government team, and ladies and gentlemen. My name is Listia Hermadayanti. We believe that both forms of assessment are important, but written exam remain a fair, objective, and reliable way to measure student knowledge and ability. Written exam are still necessary because they ensure fairness and consistency, something alternative assessment cannot always guarantee. According to research by National Education Association 2023, standardized written exams are more efficient and fair when evaluating large groups. Meanwhile, alternative assessment like project or portfolios can be affected by teacher bias or unequal access to research. It's proper that written exam provide equal condition for every student with the same question and grading criteria. They also help students build life skill like time management, focus, and discipline, skill needed in higher education and future careers. We understand that government might say alternative assessment reduce stress and promote creativity. However, creativity can still be included within exam through essay or open-ended question. So it is not about replacing exam, it's about improving them. In conclusion, alternative assessment are useful, but they should complement, not replace written exam. Exam remain the most objective and fair, well to evaluate learning. Therefore, with the closing opposition, probably reject this motion. Thank you.
My name is Haifa Tsaniya as the closing government second speaker. I am here to reaffirm and deepen our case supporting the motion. This House believes that alternative assessments are more effective than written exams. Alternative assessments provide richer, more actionable feedback for both students and teachers. Research shows alternative assessments such as portfolios, projects, and a presentation allow teachers to observe student skill and progress over time, offering detailed formative feedback rather than a single static score typical of written exams. Alternative assessments cater to the diverse learning styles and reduce inequities. Unlike written exams that often favor memorization and test-taking skills, alternative assessments allow demonstration of understanding through multiple modalities, accommodating different intelligence and economic backgrounds. Alternative assessments train higher order thinking and real world skills. They promote critical thinking, creativity, communication, and collaboration skills, widely recognized as essential for the 21st century. The opposition argued that written exams are more objective, efficient, and standardized. We countered that while higher stakes exams offer some consistency, they provide a narrow snapshot of learning, often promoting surface level memorization. Alternative assessments requiring more effort yield a fuller, authentic understanding of student abilities. Alternative The conclusion, alternative assessment provide richer feedback, support equity and diversity, and prepare students for real-world challenge. For this reason, the motion should be affirmed. Thank you.
Good evening, honorable judges, respected government team, and ladies and gentlemen. I'm Nabilah Ramadhani, the second speaker of the closing of position. Today, I will strengthen our team's stance and respond to the government's main points on the motion that this House believes that alternative assessments are more effective than written exams. First, the government argued that alternative assessments are better because they promote creativity and reduce stress. However, less stress doesn't always mean more effective learning. According to Oxford Education Review 2022, students who depend only on project-based assessment tend to show weaker mastery of fundamental concepts compared to those who still take written exams. This means that creativity should support learning, not replace objective of evaluation. Second, they may say that written exams only test memorization, but this is no longer true. Modern exams have developed they now include analytical essays, problem-solving tasks, and case studies that measure critical thinking and understanding, not just memory. So the problem isn't the exam itself, but how it's designed. Now let me extend our argument by focusing on fairness and integrity. Written exams provide a controlled and standard environment. Every student answers the same question under the same condition. This makes the result objective and comparable, which is essential in ensuring equality in education. In contrast, alternative assessment often face subjective grading and unequal research. For example, students with better technology or more support at home may perform better in portfolios or presentation, not because they understand more, but because they have advantage others don't. Moreover, written exams train to handle discipline, focus, and time pressure, essential skills for future academic and professional life. Facing a time challenge helps students prepare for real-world situations like deadlines, tests, or job interviews. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, while alternative assessments are helpful for developing creativity, they are not more effective than written exams in terms of fairness, consistency, and academic integrity. Therefore, we, the closing opposition, firmly believe that written exams must remain the core method of student evaluation. Alternative assessment can complete them but never replace them. Thank you.